Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 85 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, Brad Ellison. Joining me are my two delightful co-hosts. We're going to start with Mr. Gene Park this week. Gene, hello. How are you?
Good. Been real busy October. October's feeling real long and feeling real busy. Of course, a lot of games coming out, which we'll talk about. And I just got back from New York Comic Con, which I'll also talk about later in the show.
Yep.
But also, I guess a little announcement. David Jaffe, a friend of the network and the creator of the original God of War trilogy, or the original God of War, I guess. And I will be doing a little live stream show on Wednesdays and Fridays on this channel, just for Gene and Jaffe's Laffy Taffy hour, basically. It all spawned from the fact that we missed Constellation. Actually, I know I talk crap about Constellation. Like, oh, thank God I'm not doing it anymore. And yes, I'm glad that it's no longer on the schedule, as Micah has also, our lovely co-host, has detailed before. But there was really kind of the only chance that Jaffe and I got to talk. So Jaffe and I got like a little, homoerotic in DMs, telling each other how much we miss each other. And that's where the show kind of came about. It's interesting because I think Jaffe is actually the reason why I'm on this network in the first place. Because we were just talking before stream, Micah, right? That we don't really remember how Colin even heard about me in the first place. I think it was Jaffe.
Right.
Because I wrote an article that was going to make fun of Jaffe because he was so bad at Metroid Dread. He didn't know how to play the game. He didn't know how to navigate the world. And I thought that was fascinating because it's like, here's this story game designer and like, look at him just like groping his way through Metroid. He can't even figure it out. So I was going to make fun of him. And instead he invited me on his show to talk about it. And we had a good chat. Actually, I thought he was gonna be a lolcow. Well, he is a lolcow still, like even more so now than ever, right, Brad? But it became a friendship. I think I suspect that Jaffe probably told Colin like, "Hey, you should check out this Gene Park guy. It's pretty cool." And then that's where it all started. But Jaffe and I actually met before Colin and I did. So
interesting. Okay. Any idea when you're going to start?
Tomorrow,
or tomorrow?
I guess today.
From a recording.
So check it out on David Jaffe's channel.
All right, keep it out
a little after work thing for me to do. Just
sure.
Look it up with Jaffe. I missed the guy.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Micah Moriarty. Hello, how are you today?
I'm very well. Well, first, I'm very excited for you and Jaffe, Gene. This will be fun because it is something like, Constellation ended up being a lot of work. But I do miss it. Like I realize I'm like, man, I haven't talked to Maddie in a minute,
Yeah.
or because we were a little bit ago, we were like chatting about like a Blackstone griddle that he got, right? And I'm like, man, I haven't talked to him in forever. And same with Jaffe. It's like I will email him periodically to help schedule getting him like on Sacred Plus or something. But it's like I miss seeing the other members. We are now kind of more segregated into our own shows and we don't get to mix up as much. So I'm excited to watch this, Gene. I'm gonna make sure I'm there. But Brad, you saw. Oh, wait.
Stelly was a way for all of us to get to know each other. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, no. Like, it was. Even seeing Dagan, we saw Dagan this past weekend for Colin's dad's birthday.
I forgot about that guy. Yeah.
And it's like, he's just so busy, right? I mean, he's literally my brother-in-law, but I don't text him a ton because he's also a busy dad who works full-time, has 2 kids. Like,
so he's working full-time now, right?
Right. Yeah. And he's back in the office a couple days a week. And so it's like, yeah, dude, I don't really talk to Dagan anymore either. And he's like my literal family. So we miss some aspects of Constellation, just not the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good to see people in the LSM sphere you don't get to see so often. I'm fortunate. That's one good thing about Summon Sign is I usually get to get everybody from the
That's
group.
true.
Right. You get the rotisserie of
I do.
people. You get to invite Hogue to be on periodically, you know.
But
It's
yeah, hey, whoever you guys want to be on the show with, you can always tell me. I'll make it happen if you miss someone. If you want a little cuddle session with them again or something like that, you let me know. We'll line it up perfectly for you guys.
except
Right,
for the
yeah.
madness of like when Chris and I are on together and it just gets like
People
fucking...
love that one. Yeah. People like the chaos.
Yeah, you could be a snark. You can easily fit it on Snark Tank, honestly, probably.
Yeah.
Dude, they post the funniest fucking clips. I don't know what the hell goes on that show. It's like I've never watched like a full episode, but just the bite-sized clips. I'm like, this is amazing.
You're so right. I can't finish a whole episode with them. Like, it's a great show, but it's so unhinged. I was like, dude, I can't listen to this whole thing. It's not for me. I think not
Small doses.
not the whole thing.
Small doses. Yeah, I always get like a little bit, just a smidge from Chris every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, if this was Chris unleashed this like full power all the time, be insane.
Yeah, Chris is highly potent. You know, he's a highly potent.
Highly potent is a funny way to describe that.
Yeah, potent creator. You know, it's like you can only take so much hits of him before he was like, okay, I get it.
Before you OD. Yeah. Hey, we're a Nintendo podcast. If you enjoy the show or any of our shows, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia if you'd like to support us. We could not do without you guys over there, so we greatly appreciate all the support. You get early ad-free access to all of our shows and stuff like Sacred Symbols Plus. Speaking of which, the most recent one was a Silent Hill F review and spoiler cast with me, Gene, and Dustin. So if you want to hear us talk about that and probably say how we don't understand Silent Hill or you want to complain, be my guest. Go on over there.
That was one of the comments under our YouTube. Yeah,
I did see that. I was like, what?
like, oh my god, dude.
What? Alas, it is the way things go.
Mm-hmm.
The Wubs wrote in. Oh, wait, before I can do that, laststandmedia.store if you want some merch. We have pre-orders up. Correct, still, Micah, of our Sacred Symbols holiday sweatshirt? Okay.
Yeah, Dustin and I got confused. We almost took it down a week early. The pre-order for the holiday sweater is still live. So this is the last week for that. And I mean, we're thrilled with the response. This is a fully funded campaign at this point. So thanks for everyone who's placed their orders. And we're really excited about printing these once we're done with the pre-sale. I can't wait to actually see like what it looks like in person. You know, we get from the guy who prints them like a very like, you know, high res, like this is what it'll look like, you know, and he does a test print himself, but I don't get like a sample shipped to me. We could, but it would cost a lot. So yeah, I can't wait to actually see one of these babies in person.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's going to be really jolly. I like it a lot. Do we have magnets, Micah?
Oh, yeah, we do have an original run of magnets that Dustin's mom actually made herself. So we have a run of just the logo magnets for the like core shows at the time, which was like the Knockback logo, the moon, Defining Duke and Sacred. We also have the Grand Theft Auto style magnets. Like that's an old design. I think they used to sell that as a shirt like before I worked here. And now we have it as a magnet that's got the boys on it. So yeah, we do have those as well.
So no punching up stuff still yet, huh?
We have the stickers and the pennant.
We got the stickers. Okay. We are like the redhead stepchild of the network. I understand. I don't blame anyone. That's just the role we fit.
It's funny because after I mentioned on the prior show how, you know, yeah, we kind of reached out with like, if people are interested, you should leave a comment. And I still only got like 2 more comments saying, "Oh, I'd buy a punching up shirt."
No one cares.
Maybe I'll tell myself. Maybe a lot of our listeners are Canadian, and it's the shipping. You know, maybe that's what it is. We just have a lot of maybe punching up's a Canadian show, and the shipping's very high, which we're also very sorry about.
If you're a Canadian punching up fan, all 2 of you. Let's see. The Wubs wrote in and said, "For the Goonas, why were the scarecrows so caked up in Silent Hill F? Forgot to ask for the spoiler or ask about this on the spoiler cast. Gene, why are they so caked up?"
I don't know, man. He's talking about a scarecrow puzzle too. When they all just stick it right in the camera's face too.
Wow, yeah. What is this?
Yeah,
caked up.
It's the developers know what they're doing. It's schoolgirls, and there's not a lot of sexual content in there, but it's a little something for
Gotta sprinkle a little in.
Yeah, a little fan service, I guess. You can't help it.
These pictures, I Googled Silent Hill F scarecrows. I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, these pictures are hysterical.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right,
because Hideko herself and all the other characters aren't like that at all.
No.
But, if you're gonna objectify something, it might as well be the scarecrows.
That's right.
Do you guys? Okay, I'm sure you guys do. I finally broke down and Googled it. I'm sure you've seen like the fitness influencer women who have these leggings that appear to just be like sucked up their ass crack. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I go to the gym.
Okay,
women wear those all the time.
I finally broke down and Googled what kind of pants. I didn't even know how to Google it. I think I Googled what are the pants that go in your butt crack because I was like, I really am though. I'm like, are they just wedging these in or is it special pants? Because I just was looking at every time I go on like Instagram and I see the various fitness accounts and I'm like, what the fuck are these pants though, dog? Like, what are these pants? It's a special type of pants you can buy that essentially have like a thread going up the ass and so it like wedges itself into your ass cheeks. That sounds horrible. That sounds fucking horrible. It's like a wedgie you paid for.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a little extreme, but
it is. But I finally had to break down Google it because I'm like, I'm dying to know how these pants work. I had to know. The curiosity got the better of me.
Yeah. Yeah, some of those workout clothes are pretty unhinged. I'll say that.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But, whatever, I guess. Ricky Diaz wrote and said, greetings to the best Nintendo barbecue podcast on the internet. My question is for Micah. I made a cherry habanero barbecue glaze and it did pig belly burnt ends. It was great. The meat could have used a bit more color, but the Traeger wasn't cooperating that day. But I couldn't, for the life of me, get the glaze to caramelize properly and had to take it off before I would have liked to stop the meat from overcooking. Any advice on how to get a glaze to caramelize properly?
Yeah, so I did Google this just to be sure because in my head I was like, it should only take like a half hour with the temps bumped up. And Google, the various like results I found agreed with me. Typically, when you want to do a glaze, you do want to bump up your temps a little bit. So if you were smoking at 250, you'd want to bump up to like 275. Glaze them and you want to have them for like 30 minutes on the grill, but you are looking to increase the temp a bit. The sugar shouldn't burn at like 275-ish. If it's really just not tacking up, you may want to like reduce your glaze more when you make it. So if you're making your glaze on the stovetop and like warming it, you may want to like reduce it a bit so it's even thicker and like more concentrated before you baste it on. Just because depending on what's in it, it may not get super tacky in the first place. But I'd say it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes and bumping up the temp a little bit, like 25 degrees. Or if you were smoking really low, like 225, you would want to bump it up to like 275-ish.
Okay. There you go. Get some barbecue advice. Always good.
Micah,
you are who I would go to as well for barbecue advice. You know your shit.
When Colin and I were driving home from the airport on Sunday, because we had the whole debacle where we had to like rent a car. We had to drop off our rental car, get a new rental car to drive back to Virginia, drive to the Virginia airport, get my car, drive home. It was a life record of driving 3 different cars in one day. But I put on at one point one of the barbecue podcasts, and Colin was like, "What do you get out of this?" He's like, because you don't make all the things. I was like, no, but you hear the advice, you hear the techniques. Like, I might not ever cook that, but he said something good when he was describing it, and you just pick up odds and ends there.
It's just fun to learn stuff sometimes, even if you're not going to do it yourself.
Oh, for sure. Like a lot of it too is about like buying the right stuff, just like being better at choosing a better cut of meat in the first place type deal. But yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to make potato salad, but he said something really useful in that episode anyways, and it's like, oh, all right, I'll use that part. Yeah. It's also just fun. I just love cooking shows. So cooking podcast, you can't
nothing wrong with that. You know what I really like, Micah? I don't think I ever really talked about. I really like furniture and like interior design stuff.
Really?
I love learning about that kind of stuff. My mom worked at an architect firm growing up, so I probably got a lot
Oh.
of that just being around it sometimes. So I always was really like into like furniture and stuff like that.
So
Home decor, anything's.
do you like
I mean,
Antiques Roadshow, the furniture
I
guys
don't
that are
really
on
watch
there?
those, but like a furniture store or something like that. I love peeping all that kind of stuff. You know, a Crate and Barrel, I'll peep all that shit all day. Pottery Barn, whatever, dude.
Oh, dude, you would have loved Basketville before they went out of business.
Basketville sounds
It's
cool.
like a warehouse full of baskets. My grandma loved that place.
I don't really like, I guess, like the old timey, like, I guess Antique Roadshow stuff's not what I'm super into. I don't know. But it's cool just learning about that stuff and seeing it too. It's fascinating to me. I don't know. That's like my old man or old person kind of hobby, I guess. Looking
Oh,
at
dude, I mean,
furniture.
like going to Long Island, and I had made a joke of like, oh, I hope I get to see Ina Garten because when I was a kid, I loved her show. I'd come home every day after school and I'd watch Martha Stewart and Ina Garten
Mhm.
because I'm like 70 years old at heart. And so, like, Colin's stepmom actually has met her before. And like
Cool.
living, on Long Island. And I was like, oh my God, maybe we'll get to see her. I did not get to see her. And then my sister, though, texted me a video of some guy who dresses up like Ina Garten. And she was like, did you get to see her? And I was like, no. But it was just funny that my sister knew I loved her that much that I
Yeah,
also
that's
hoped I would
awesome.
have gotten to see her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gene, do you have any hobbies or stuff like that people might not expect from you?
No.
No? Okay. It's all out there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I obviously like play music sometimes,
Mhm.
but I mean, I haven't really done that in a while. No, I don't think. I think everybody knows everything about me, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're still surprised by random things, though. Like, it's like, wait a minute, Gene knew Famous Amos? Like, are you kidding me? It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it'll be the most random thing. And it's like, yeah, you can't. Sometimes I'm still surprised. And I say, why am I surprised? Why am
Yeah,
I surprised?
I think I'm not surprised by anything Gene does anymore because I'm like, yeah, I'm just used to it. Gene knows a lot of random people and a lot of unexpected things. So it's not shocking to me anymore. I'm like, huh, cool. Man of
Famous Amos
mystery.
is a random one for sure.
I was shocked. Like that one,
Rest,
I was like, what the hell? That is like
rest in peace.
so cool. I'm a
Rest in
big
peace to
fan
the
of his
cookie.
work.
Yeah, rest in peace to the Cookie Kahuna. But yeah, he lived in Hawaii, and he was my boy.
Mm.
So crazy.
Shout out.
And then you just see
Amos.
him at your workplace's vending machine. Famous Amos. That's his work right there. Famous Amos cookies, baby.
Yep. Shout out, Famous Amos. All right, guys, let's go with the first news story here. This was kind of making the rounds a little bit, but this Animal Crossing clone that appeared on the PSN store. I think it was discovered by someone on Reddit. Let me double check right here. Yeah, Reddit user Yellowflower69, great name, posted that on Reddit, just kind of showcasing it off.
Oh
And
my
the
god, it
PS
looks
listing
exactly like Animal Crossing, dude. What the hell
it's
is
still
this?
up on the PlayStation Store. Its listing is still there.
Yo.
Now, for anyone, if you want to look this up, there's like a screenshot or whatever of the game. And the character in it looks exactly like an Animal Crossing character. Exactly. Same nose, same face style. The trees even look the same, the flowers.
Yes.
It's crazy. Let me read the game and legal info for you on PSN. Welcome to Anime Village Online, a cozy life simulation game where you can create your dream village, decorate your home, and enjoy a peaceful world, all while playing solo or with friends online. I bet its online's better than Animal Crossing's already. Create your perfect life. Design and expand your own charming house, craft furniture, grow crops, catch fish, and decorate your surroundings to match your personal style. Explore a living world. Wander through beautiful forests, rivers, beaches, and hidden paths. Discover resources, meet NPC villagers, and unlock new items and areas as you play. Micah, do you think the villagers are animals?
Oh my God. I don't. Will they go that far, or do you think they'll
Will they
stick
go
to
that far?
people?
They've gone
I kind of
just
feel like
based
they
off
might
this
stick
one
to people.
screenshot. It's like hard to tell just because they've already gone that far. I feel like.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be a mix of like, here's like a normal
Maybe.
person, then here's this weird fox character. So we'll see about that. Play solo or co-op with friends. Invite friends to visit your village, explore theirs, or hang out together in real time. Help each other gather materials, trade items, and build beautiful spaces. built-in game chat. Talk, plan, and share ideas with friends directly in game. No extra apps needed. Is that a shot at Nintendo?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Here we go. True cross-platform multiplayer. Play seemingly across consoles. Your village travels with you, so you can play anywhere with anyone. Gather your friends, shape your perfect home, and create unforgettable memories in Animal Village or Anime Village online. I almost said Animal Village. That's the... Oh, Animal Forest is a Japanese name for Animal Crossing. That's what it was. Anime Village Online, though. They're coming for Animal Crossing. I want to see more of this game. I want to check it out. Will you be able to interact with things in more interesting ways, as what I want to know, than Animal Crossing? Am I going to get a wrestling ring and just have my character lay down in a corner and that's all they can do? Or am I going to get to do some anime kind of things going on here? But I'm curious to see if this game even ever comes out or what's going on with this. Micah, would you play this?
I would maybe check it out. Now, there's some differences. It says you can grow crops, for example. Oh, it is animals. Okay, there's an Instagram reel that I just found. I'm going to post it here in our chat. And the Instagram reel shows what appears to be more screenshots. And you are interacting with little animals. So these are animal people. Would I check it out? I wouldn't buy it day one, but if people actually said, yo, this is a better version of Animal Crossing, I would probably check it out.
Yeah, I would check it out too, Michael. But this is like 100% just Animal Crossing. I don't see how Nintendo will let this slide.
Because the thing is, we've discussed, I do really love Animal Crossing and have a great nostalgia for it. However, I was happier with previous versions than I was with the Switch version. Mm-hmm. And so if I can just say, if the newer versions of Animal Crossing aren't as fun for me, I would be willing to dip my toes into somebody else's take on it, so long as they don't get sued into oblivion first.
Yeah. Gene, what about you? Would you play this?
No, I barely want to play Animal Crossing itself. So it's just anime life, and they don't even look at anime. They just look at Animal Crossing characters. So no, false thank you. Plenty of games too. I would rather play Animal Crossing again than play this. So
I would check it out because I have a feeling it's gonna be better than Animal Crossing in some ways. But that is to be seen if it ever comes out. I don't know if it will.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people are always like, "Oh my god, poor Power World," whatever, and it's like, let's be real, man. Power World's not that good of a game to
I never even played it.
Yeah, it's fine, and there are things that you can do in Power World that you can't do in Pokemon, which is part of the appeal. But the overall game design just isn't as good, and we'll obviously get to that sooner or later in this episode. More about Pokemon.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. This happened last week, but we didn't talk about it on the show because I think it happened after the show. But I'm curious what you guys think. There was, wrong tab, a canceled Assassin's Creed game that was in development. I'm going to read this from IGN a little bit. Ubisoft allegedly scrapped early plans for an Assassin's Creed game set during the U.S. post-Civil War period, a report has claimed, with the decision made primarily due to anxiety surrounding the country's current political climate. And set during the U.S. Reconstruction period, the game's story would naturally have dealt with issues such as the rights of former black slaves, racial violence, and fallout from the assassination of U.S. President Abraham Lincoln. Several flashback sequences were also planned to be set during the Civil War itself. Sources told GameFile, this is who got the scoop originally. That's Jason Totillo's company or thing, I think, maybe.
Stephen Totillo, yeah.
Stephen Totillo, that's it.
Yeah.
The idea behind the game has been to show how racial tensions can be used to control society. Instead, in a source words, Ubisoft ultimately decided the project was, quote, too political and a country too unstable. Now, I mean, I don't really care because I don't give a shit about Assassin's Creed, but Micah, what do you think about this? Does this sound interesting to you? Are you bummed this is not coming out, or do you not care?
I mean, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds like something that I would potentially check out just out of curiosity for like the time period and everything. And like, yeah, I would probably have given that, more of a look than any other recent Assassin's Creed title that like didn't really catch my eye. I think their reason for canceling it's fucking stupid.
Mm.
When just in the hindsight of like, look, you're gonna go ahead and do Assassin's Creed Shadows while everyone yells at you about having a black samurai, right? And they don't give a fuck about that. And they don't care about that, and they don't care about the actual Japanese people who said like you got out of season fucking fruits and shit in here, and this isn't actually authentic. It's like, well, you don't give a fuck about any of that.
Right.
So your reason to cancel this seems hollow to me, only because I'm like, I don't know, everybody was up, not everybody, the game sold well and it's doing fine. But with the outcry over Assassin's Creed Shadows and being like, we're doing it.
Mhm.
So why don't you just stick to your guns on this and do it? Because it sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I guess it's weird because they did stick to their guns so hard on Assassin's Creed, but they're stepping away from this. I wonder if just the blowback against Shadows financially was more impactful than they thought, or it affected them greatly in some way like that, so they're scared to do it because of that. I mean, this is a big company, and the only thing that makes these big companies scared is money, or losing money. So maybe it did affect that way. Gene, do you have any thoughts about this?
Only that I don't trust Ubisoft to write a story that would have served that topic well. And it's like they kind of knew that themselves. They're like, look, we're not the guys to do this, you know. Barely any video game company, period. Not even Naughty Dog, not even Rockstar. Rockstar might be maybe the closest, but like even with Rockstar, I would doubt that they would do it, because you know, like a whole clans thing was only a side quest in Red Dead 2. But I think Rockstar might be able to do it, but then even them, they haven't really demonstrated the ability to handle a story like this. Mafia 3 maybe, but I never finished Mafia 3, so
Yeah.
we'll see that, right? But if I was going to pick a publisher or a company to write a story that is going to be this touchy, you know, especially still in this relevant time right now where we still debate what the Civil War was even about. Ubisoft is literally the last company I would trust. I would trust EA over Ubisoft. I've been on record that I think Ubisoft actually has the worst writers in the AAA industry, period. Sans Darby McDevitt, who helped write Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and is a great Assassin's Creed writer. And maybe he might have been able to do something, but outside of him and his and the team that worked with him on Valhalla, I just don't have any confidence that they would do this. So, yeah, obviously it sounds cool, and it's nice to see Assassin's Creed actually hit like a really notable touch point in history, as opposed to, hey, this is when the Vikings were around, kind of, and this is around the time when samurais and ninjas, kind of, you know, as opposed to like back in Assassin's Creed 3, hey, this is a civil war right now, you know, or I mean, not the Civil War, the founding of the country or whatever, you know,
Revolutionary, yeah.
or this is the Renaissance period in Assassin's Creed 2, you know. So it would have been nice to see Assassin's Creed actually go back to like a concrete point in history, and you know, obviously Abraham Lincoln probably would have evolved with the Templar and Assassin conflict and everything, and that would have been fun. But again, like but
John
like Darby
as
McDevitt,
Templar is so funny to me, dude.
yeah. Well, yeah, maybe he was like the bad guy. Who knows? You know, he was a Republican, right? I'm kidding.
Dude, yeah, he's got the piece of Eden under his top hat.
Yeah,
he fucking lifts it up, like golden light comes out.
Yeah.
This could have been so sick. You're making a great point, Gene, though, about like
his top hat could have been the piece of Eden. Yeah.
Like the concept sounds really cool, but you bring up an excellent point with Mafia 3. That's a game that made me feel so uncomfortable with like people shouting like the N-word at you that I stopped playing it, and I applaud them for that. I applaud them for going there and for sticking to it, but it made me feel like I don't like that.
Can you imagine an Assassin's Creed game that just yells the N-word at you like every single time?
That'd be so
right? Like, I don't know if I trust Ubisoft with this, actually.
Think about how they would use it. Think about how it would be used by the audience in general.
Especially nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, I actually think that this, I do think that it's cowardly that they shied away from it, right? That's what I think. I generally think that video games. This is my take, and I've been thinking about writing a column on this. Is that like, people are like, again, with the assassination just last month, right, of Charlie Kirk, and the government is trying to play video games about everything, and it's like Helldivers, literally the game director of Helldivers, before anything even happened, before anything political even happened to their game, he was like, no, our game's not political though. We have no modern political messaging. And that's what a lot of games want these days. They want to be like, no, we're not political. So it's like, it's impossible to actually have like a political point of view especially if you play only AAA video games,
Yeah, because you're going to piss someone off no matter what, it seems like, no matter what you do. So I guess you just kind of want to try to avoid that.
Yeah, so AAA publishers are not wanting to piss anybody off. And so I can understand why they decided to shy away from this. Especially, I think they do have a self-awareness. Hey, we're Ubisoft. Yeah. What are we going to do with this? Come on, really? We're just a bunch of French guys,
Kay wrote in about this and said, "Good day to my favorite LSM trio. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the canceled Assassin's Creed game set in post-Civil War America. I want to push back against a couple talking points going around. First, that this would be too controversial considering the political climate. How so? Anyone getting upset over fighting against seething racists in a video game is self-reporting, and I doubt there are actually that many who would be upset.
True.
Reminding people that racism is bad is a good thing. See Wolfenstein. Also, I disagree with the idea that Ubisoft are not the people to write that story. We don't need a nuanced story. We don't need to be shown that former slavers are people too, and that it's complicated. No, they are comically evil and should be written as such. Ubisoft are, in fact, the perfect people to make that game. Thoughts?
I disagree with that last point, because I do think that Ubisoft would probably both sides it. It's like, whoa, maybe there's an assassin on the Klansman side. Isn't that confusing? Oh my god! If you really think that Ubisoft are the guys who would be like to have a principle, on racism, I doubt that. I doubt that very strongly.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ubisoft writing in general, from what I've played, sucks. So I don't care at all, though. But I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan really anymore, so I probably wouldn't even have played it anyways, because I'm sick of those games. But yeah, I don't know. Some interesting points there.
I mean, the assassin's main outfit is a guy in a white hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you really trust Ubisoft with that imagery about racist white hooded men?
Maybe
and their main
that's
character
like
being a white hooded guy.
But what if that's the gotcha, Gene? What if it's like, oh my God, it turns out that in America at that time, the assassins were the bad guys because they were actually the KKK, and like you're playing as a Templar? Because what if they spun it around like that? And there was
they
a
probably
gotcha,
would.
bitch.
They were like, oh my God, what mind blowing, so crazy, That's where the white hood imagery comes from. Wow, they were assassins the whole time. And then the Templar, the Abstergo is actually made by a diverse group of people that are all people of color, blah, blah. I don't trust Ubisoft to make this shit at all.
No.
I don't care what ideas they had. They would have been bad. I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there, Gene. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I played a Ubisoft.
Look at Expedition 33, made by former Ubisoft guys. Obviously a great game, but that's a game that's always like, well, what if the bad guys were good though? Obviously that's all that's in their DNA. That even the good developers in Ubisoft want to make that game.
Oh, dude, yeah, and it's like, what if 3/4 of the character were women? And
oh my god, what if they were 3/5 of a human? Jesus Christ, dude.
All right.
I don't know, man. Assassin's Creed needs help, or I don't know. Assassin's Creed needs to be done. I think we're
Just fucking
well,
kill it or reboot it. I mean, they won't kill it because it makes money. It's like their biggest franchise still.
yeah. It needs to be rebooted somehow again. You know,
It
it
needs
definitely needs an
wrap,
Assassin's Creed origin
wrap up the
style.
fucking story, then you can reboot it.
Mhm,
Whatever
mhm.
your story you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
it's a very weird evolution to look at those games from the beginning and to see
Mhm.
where they've ended up now. And as someone who liked the earlier games the best, they're just not for me anymore because I just don't really want to play that style of game. I liked the originals, but it is very strange to look at the timeline of Assassin's Creed and see where they've ended up, and it's just very very weird.
Yeah. I will check out the Black Flag remake because that was my favorite Assassin's Creed game.
I did
But if
love
I
that
don't
one.
like that game, then it's like really over for me. Super over. But
How are
hopefully it's good.
How are they going to change it? They're going to make like all the pirates black instead. Like, how
Yeah, I
do
don't know.
we how do we modernize it?
Yeah, doing something. I don't know. I never underestimate Ubisoft in that regard, so we'll see.
They're like, now the main character's a woman, and she's the leader of the pirates. So we're
Yeah,
not just allowed to have just a white guy as the main character anymore.
yeah, that's
And
right.
it's
You
so
can't
funny
have
shit.
that.
It's like they're gonna be like, oh, we think the political climate's too unstable. It's like, I mean, really? You really think that your core customer is so fucking racist that they'd be upset about this?
That's
You
so funny.
really think that? You
Yeah.
really, the people who bought your Black Samurai game, you really think that they'd be so upset about being anti KKK that this would be a problem? That's why I'm like, this is a fucking dumb excuse, and I don't buy it.
Yeah,
Because it's like, if you really think gamers as a whole are these raging racists, meanwhile, Dragon Age, whatever, Veilguard actually sold pretty well despite the people who were yelling about it. And Assassin's Creed Shadows sold pretty well despite the people who were yelling about
yeah,
it. They're clearly not actually the majority. You know, gamers can make fun about things being ham fisted, but that doesn't mean they're actually racist. It just means they're sick of
right.
things being fucking ham fisted.
Yeah, yeah.
I made fun of the new Spider-Man game when Miles is like, where can I find a BIPOC artist? BIPOC artist. I'm like, that's the fucking corniest dialogue I've ever heard. And I'm a fucking BIPOC in quotes woman, right?
Yeah.
So
I love
like,
how much we make fun of that game now, the writing.
exactly. It just is. It's like, bro, if you actually think gamers who purchased your Black Samurai extravaganza are racist, you're fucking stupid. And I just don't buy it. I think maybe they just don't want to do a game set in America because whatever. People are angry at us right now. But
Sure.
I just think that's fucking dumb.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to some news I'm curious about. Gene, you went to Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con this past weekend. Kind of touched on it earlier, but you got to play some games there. Stuff like that. Talk to us. What did you do there?
Yeah. It's New York Comic Con, not a huge space for gaming, which is interesting that Capcom, Bandai Namco, and Konami were there. Now, Bandai Namco, I didn't get to check out too much, and Konami barely had anything. Konami was just there for Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is too bad because it would have been nice to see some of those caked up Silent Hill models.
Walking around
over there. Yeah, I mean, like they were cool all over TGS, just like skittering about and everything like that. But unfortunately, it was just all Yu-Gi-Oh! But that was mostly there for Capcom. Our good friend Susie, the Sphere Hunter on YouTube, did a presentation there. So I just wanted to go there and hype her up. Not a lot of information, sadly, in terms of what to expect. RE9, it's clear that Capcom is being very tight-lipped. But I did get to play the demos for RE9 and Onimusha. I'll start with Onimusha. Onimusha, I think I've said, is probably definitely the top three most anticipated games for next year. Obviously with GTA 6 and probably Lego Batman, which looks amazing, and then there's Onimusha. Of course, RE9 is among them too, right? But that's coming. Onimusha is a big surprise because I've been waiting for a game to really kind of innovate on the melee combat systems. I really feel like Sekiro is really the last game to really do anything interesting with sword combat, especially. So in comes Onimusha, and I say this in a complimentary way. It played pretty much exactly what I expected.
Mm.
It's a lot of timing based stuff with luxurious animations. So I do think that the parry, as a someone who is used to Liza P and Sekiro timing, which is very very tight parrying, I do think that the parry window in Capcom's Onimusha is rather generous. Because I was able to parry pretty much every single attack. I got hit once, and that was during the demo boss when he does like a jump kick that caught me off guard. So that was literally it. Otherwise, I was able to parry every single thing. And it's very multi-directional, which feels cool. And then each combo or encounter will probably end in like some fatality, which always feels satisfying. And then there's the Isen counters, which you have to hit right before the enemy hits you, and that's very satisfying. I was only able to pull that off once, so it's really really tricky, and I only got to play for about 30 minutes. Really really short demo, but I can confirm that it feels really really good, and it feels like a I don't know. I don't know if it's going to change the way melee combat is, but it is an interesting take on melee combat at least.
Okay. Set up the demo for me. What was going on in it actually?
Yeah. So the character, I'm just gonna call him Mifune, Musashi. His name is Musashi. Okay. So Musashi shows up. There's a shrine in Kyoto that's a real life shrine in Kyoto, right? Still right now, and there's demons there. And then there's his fellow combatant Ganryu, who is basically up at the shrine, and you just kind of you're just like, oh, how do I get there? And it's like literally a hallway. If it feels like the first level, where you just kind of go down this little pathway up a hill, and you're fighting demon swordsmen. You're fighting demon archers who are up top. So you're dealing with long distance. You might want to go up and run and finish them off before. It's definitely not a Souls-like at all. It's definitely, it feels, I don't know, like it feels like an Xbox 360 game, in a good way, or like Genji Dawn of the Blade or whatever.
The PS3 game?
Yeah, those old school PS2, PS3 games, kind of like that, where it's just very linear samurai action game,
So it feels like old Onimusha's pretty much.
It actually does feel like old Onimusha. That's pretty much it, Okay. There's some pathways where you can go out the beaten path to find, trinkets or whatever, and I feel like I'm sure that's going to expand more as you go through further levels. But it was very straightforward. You get through this level, and there's a boss at the end. That's it.
Cool.
Okay. And it's just mostly just a demo to try out the combat system, basically. Yeah. And again, like I really do feel like, and I played this on normal. The demo does give you an option to do it on easy mode, but of course I played it on normal mode because I just wanted to try that out. And again, it was I don't have a hard time parrying things, even in games that are very tight parries. Like even in like Silk Song, that game has a parry that's pretty tight. And I feel like Onimusha was much more generous in general, in terms of like I felt like Neo, just like swatting things away like so easily. Like, oh, here comes a parry, bloop, and then it was so easy. But it always felt really really good every single time. But then the animations were quite long, which I like. I want a pretty looking sword fight. My sword fight against Ganryu was actually very pretty.
Okay. Did you come away feeling pretty positive about the game overall then?
Pretty positive, but I do want to play more because it was so short. It was like 20 minutes. I'm just like I would have liked to run it again, but there was a whole long line ahead behind me, and I got press access, and I didn't want to abuse my press access, and I started to play RE9.
Yeah. Before you talk about RE9, Mike, I'm curious. Are you interested in Onimusha at all?
I've never played one, so I am curious about it. It's one of those things of there have been a few series in recent years of like, they're giving fans like me a point to jump in, like with like Yakuza 0, for example. I'm not making a direct parallel, but giving fans like me a place to jump in with a new title and say, okay, yeah, I'm feeling this. And then you have a whole catalog of games to go back and check out. So I am interested, want to see more. Not sure if it's for me, though. I'm definitely not like a Sekiro type person, so or like a Silksong difficult games type girl. So I'm not 100% sure if it's something I'd enjoy, but I am interested.
It feels like that they'll probably, there's a story mode, and considering how easy normal mode was already for me, I feel like story mode would just definitely be like the intro baby mode. I'm not saying baby mode like derogatorily, like whatever like that, but it's like
baby,
I'm all right
Micah.
with that.
Yeah, I'll probably try the baby mode. It'll be nice to just chill and just tear through a demon samurai too.
Sure.
So it does feel like that they're probably trying to make this a lot more accessible. And so yeah, and you're right that this is like Onimusha was always a mixture of Resident Evil between Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. What if Resident Evil had melee combat but wasn't like so stylish as Devil May Cry? This was the in between. I will say, as I was playing it, I was like, "Oh my god, we're getting so many Japanese ancient Japan action games these days, dude."
And it's good.
I just played Ghost of Yotei. Like at least Silent Hill F was in the 1960s, and you're just a schoolgirl. But it's like Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out, and that's another one. Assassin's Creed Shadow came out just earlier, and it's like
Ninja Gaiden's
a
at
lot
least
of samurai ninja games
like
coming out
modern
right now.
and fantasy setting. It's like bright neon Tokyo and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4 looks different because at least it's like bright neon Tokyo. Onimusha is like
oh yeah, Onimusha, yeah,
hellscape, ancient Japan, which is different too. So
no, I get
I
it.
think that'll be the combat system that'll probably separate it the most. And again, just want to get my hands on it some more.
Yeah,
and it's an interesting point because like Dustin especially, Dustin likes such a wide variety of games that when people say like they're getting a little sick of all the samurai stuff, but for me it's like, yeah, but I didn't play like Sekiro because I don't really like that. So it's like Ghost of Tsushima was my samurai game. And there haven't really been any other samurai games for me.
Can you parry in Ghost of Tsushima, Micah?
I think there's parrying because
but were you able to parry? I know you can parry, but
I played the whole game. Yeah, I was able to do it.
Then I think you're gonna have zero trouble with Onimusha because I think the parrying in Ghost of Tsushima is even tighter than Onimusha. That's how wide the parry window felt for me in Onimusha, or maybe I was just that locked in or something like that. But it really felt so easy to parry. Even then in Ghost of Tsushima, which is already really, really easy to parry too. So I think you would actually
feel like
have
I'm
a
getting
pretty
sold
good time.
on this.
Yeah.
I'm getting sold.
Good.
Yeah, and I have to imagine the easy mode will probably be even more generous. So maybe. Yeah.
Colin will get it too, so you can see him play it a little bit first, Mike. I'm sure if you want to get.
It's gonna be on Xbox, right?
Yep. Yeah, it will be.
I'll get it for Xbox. We'll have one more game to play on it.
That's funny.
Okay, very cool. Gene, Resident Evil 9 Requiem, though, you also played.
Yep.
Talk to me about this.
It's the same old demo that they've been showing off.
That I saw in Summer Game Fest 1.
The Summer Game Fest 1, yeah. So you played that one then too, right?
I didn't play it. It was only a certain amount of... I think the real, must be nice press people got to play it, which I'm not. But I did get to see the demo.
No, it's pretty much the same. It's Grace Ashcroft like running away from the Lisa Trevor-ish looking monster in this location that looks like a house and a medical facility. But it definitely evokes the old school Spencer Mansion vibe of gothic horror.
Good.
I will say, despite the fact having seen that demo like a lot, I haven't really sat through watch and seen anyone play through the whole demo. So this was my first time actually kind of experiencing the whole thing from beginning to end. I will say I was scared shitless, actually.
Cool.
I was I put on headphones, and this is around like a whole bunch of other people at the con. Other people at the con were also screaming too. It was really funny to just be in a room like a little PC cafe. That's blocked off from the rest of the con, and like we're all kind of screaming. Even I went, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like and I started to sweat when I started to get the monster chasing me. I was actually like really, really worried. I was like, I need to find his lighter. I need to find his key. I can hear it like breathing down my neck behind me. So the game does a really, really good job with its visuals, with its audio, with its controls, and really, really kind of introducing this sense of fear that I haven't felt in a horror game. Not even in Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F, wasn't that scary, right? You would agree, Brad, right? It wasn't that scary.
No,
It was like
wasn't scary.
a couple jump scares, and it's definitely creepy. Like you can feel a chill down your spine. But like RE9 brings back like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, like it's good stuff. It really brought me back to RE7. Actually, it really feels like that they're kind of bringing that vibe back too.
Okay.
I did play in first person and third person mode. I was definitely more scared in first person mode, and I think I might play most of the game in first person mode, which is surprising for me to say, considering I generally prefer games in third person. I was one of the people that complained that Cyberpunk was not in first person or was in first person until I embraced it and I enjoyed it. Same with Resident Evil. I was disappointed that Resident Evil 7 Biohazard was going to be first person, and then I played it and I was like, no, actually, I actually loved it in first person. Did a great job, and I think that's what they're doing in RE9. That said, when I switched it to third person, it was a different experience altogether. I was less scared, but Grace's animations of running away are so cool and so like evocative of fear that it definitely looked a lot more cinematic. At the very least, I'll be playing the game both ways somehow.
Yeah.
And it's a huge step up from Resident Evil Village, where they added a third-person mode later in that game, and it works well. But you have to swap. You have to go back out to the title screen to swap it out. Whereas in RE9, it just happens within the game, which is super nice.
Yeah.
Just press start, go to the game settings, switch it back on, and then press that start back out, and you're just there. So they felt like RE Village's third person mode was like a training for them to kind of really,
100%.
Understand how to transition between first person and third person and still make that gameplay work. And I think they did that with Grace, because Grace was still moving the same way as she was in first person, but like the weight of her animations made it still feel heavy. She was stumbling all over the place. She was swinging her arms wildly. She was screaming, or her hair was bouncing all over the place. Looked really, really good. So, it's really too bad that they can't show anymore. But I'm also like glad that they can't show anymore. I don't want to see anymore. I know that the game is clearly hiding like 95% of it. There's so much of the game that's being hidden from us. Just by the fact that they're only showing this part over and over again for the whole summer.
We still have a ways to go before this game's out too, so they're going to be marketing the hell out of this game as we get closer.
Yeah, and the fact that they had a massive presence in Comic-Con really goes to show that they are going to be marketing the hell out of this game. And they marketed the hell out of Resident Evil Village too. Resident Evil Village was like a full court press. Of course, Lady D was the whole campaign. Yep. The puppet show that they had in Japan, and the cartoons and everything like that. So it really does feel like that they're really trying to market RE9 as like this huge event, And it should be,
They should be.
This is a return to Raccoon City. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So I'm very excited as
I did see Pragmata there as a demo. Unfortunately, I just didn't have time to play that one.
Okay.
Which is too bad, because that's probably the game that I probably need to play the most of. Because it's like I said that Onimusha felt like I expected the same, and of course RE9. You can't really expect, you don't even do anything RE9, at least so far. It's just mostly an adventure game where you're just picking up stuff and solving puzzles. Pragmata looks the most interesting, but unfortunately, I just didn't get the time to play that. But it looks fun. Can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it's cool. I played some of that.
Oh, you played it? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I like where this is going. So I'm excited for that as well. But yeah, Capcom looking strong next year. Very cool. All right, guys, let's move on to what we're playing. Micah, we're going to start with you, because I hope you got time to play something now after your whole drive fiasco, having to drive home.
Oh my God. Yeah. So we went to Long Island for the weekend. So that we left on Friday, came home Sunday. We were supposed to fly home Sunday. However, with the storm, everyone was very afraid that our flight would get canceled, and so they made us afraid the flight would get canceled. And we're like, we're just gonna drive home. All right, so we did that, and that took away my gaming time I was planning on Sunday, because originally we were supposed to check out of our hotel at 11 a.m. and our flight was until 5:30 p.m. So it was like that was just gonna be hours waiting at the airport, which instead turned into like 7.5 hours driving home. Or like so. I am still chipping away at Final Fantasy Tactics. I checked a guide, and it looks like I'm in chapter. I know I'm in chapter 3, and it looks like I'm getting pretty close, I think, to the end of that. So the story is just getting better and better. Like without saying anything, about it, it's like the story is fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's just one of those. I don't know. Like Gene, you mentioned, video game writing is just not always super good. And they can tell a nice story. They can tell a nice story to accompany their gameplay, but it's not always a shock or a surprise, right? And this game really is keeping me on my toes in terms of what's going to happen next. And I do just keep saying like, oh my God, or like I'm just sitting there reading the dialogue and I'm like, what? It's genuinely very well done. The voice acting adds a nice touch. I will say I do often just read at my own pace and kind of skip through it. Like I don't always want to sit through and listen to the voice dialogue, but the writing is incredible. The actual battle stages are only getting better and better. I will probably regret it later, but I've kind of settled in with like my core group of like 5 dudes, and I'm only leveling them up. I'm going to regret this at some point, I'm sure. But the battles like never call for more than 5 people. And when they do, I just throw in some guy and he's fine.
Yeah.
But it's like they only ever call for like 5 dudes. I'm like, I don't know, man. How many of these guys am I supposed to level up? There's like 20 of yous now. Like, what am I supposed to do with all these fucking people? And you only ever have 5 of them in each battle. I don't want to rotate them. We have a good synergy, right? We got a good synergy going. So I'm having fun with it. I'm continuing to enjoy, buying new gear, leveling my dudes up, checking out I haven't really been checking out the new jobs, actually, to be honest. I'm kind of just leaving them the way they are. I like them the way they are. Okay. But if that turns into a problem, I'll fiddle with it. But for now, It's still fantastic, and we're having a great time. I also realized when I got home that I forgot the game on the trip. And I didn't even put it in my Switch Lite that I was bringing. So it all worked out for the best anyways, because I fucking forgot the game.
Yeah, that would have sucked. Cool. Gene, obviously you played RE9 Onimusha over the weekend. Have you had time to play anything else that you'd like to talk about?
Yes. I actually have not been able to have much time to play anything else except Pokemon Legends ZA.
Yes.
Zaza, Z to A. We got this code very, very late last week. I got it a day that I was leaving to New York Comic Con, and I did not pack my Nintendo Switch, so I only got to play it when I came back Saturday night, Sunday morning, basically. So I've only had 2 days, so I'm only like about 12 hours into this game. I will try to have a review by launch on Thursday. So I do want to keep my comments and impressions to a minimum. Sorry to disappoint everyone, because I want to, Nintendo gave it to me for the Washington Post, so I should review for the Washington Post first before anything else. But what to say? It is a action game, basically. I thought that I misremembered Pokemon Legends Arceus as kind of more actiony, but it wasn't. It was still turn-based, and you can move your character around, but you still had to take turns back and forth, and positioning didn't really matter. And each Pokemon had like a limited set of moves, just like it always does at every Pokemon, right? You can do quick attack 5 times, whatever like that, and then you have to go heal or re-energize your Pokemon somehow. In this game, in ZA, it is. So we'll talk about the Pokemon leaks later, right? Mm-hmm. And the people are saying, "Oh my God, Pokemon Legends Galar is doing the Xenoblade Chronicles battle system." No. It's Pokemon Legends ZA that's doing the Xenoblade Chronicles system. It's now. It's right now. It's this week. It's happening already. Every Pokemon move is assigned to the 4 different face buttons. and each of those moves are on a cooldown. That's it.
Okay.
You can just hit it over and over again. You can zoning matters, area of attack matters, where you need to, if there's a enemy, if there's a move that'll hit a variety of enemies, and you want to be able to move your character to be able to position the Pokemon to be able to hit as many people as you want. Positioning is very, very important. Sometimes when I chose Tepig as my starter. So Tepig is has an Ember attack, and it just basically throws out a fireball. But Tepig can't just shoot out the fireball anywhere. You will always have to shoot it out right next to your trainer. So if Tepig did like a move like a rollout where it throws him across to the other end of the battle, and if you want to do Ember, Tepig's gonna have to navigate all the way back to you past the Pokemon to cast Ember, unless you run along with Tepig himself, and then you make sure that you're next to Tepig when he lands the other attack. So when you want to land Ember, then you can quickly just do Ember, and Tepig will just lock into place easier and do the attack more faster without endangering himself too. Because Tepig's your Pokemon's position will matter too.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very strategic in terms of how the battle system works. This feels like Pokemon Colosseum, the video game, basically. In that it's like a mixture between the turn-based and Pokemon Colosseum, which is all battles. This game is very, very battle-heavy. And it does, in fact, only take place in Lumio City, just one location.
Okay.
The whole time.
How's the city?
It is vertical, and it is round, and it is very flat. If you've seen the Beat 'em Up Woods video where he talks about how the textures are just kind of placed on there, or how there's no aliasing or jagged edges because they kind of removed everything that could have a jagged edge, basically. So the performance on the Switch 2, I'm playing the Switch 2 version. The performance is, surprise, this is the best performing Pokemon game ever. They did it. But that's in service of, they got rid of a lot of graphical effects. Windows don't have reflections anymore. The same style of windows is across the entire city. So it's just one texture repeating, like a couple of textures repeating across the entire city. There are different districts in the city. They all look the same to me. The only way I know where I am is if I look at the map and like, oh, that's where I'm in the southwest area. I'm not like I'm in such and such district. I'm just southwest. I don't know where. I'd have no real attachment to the locations. But if you don't know, how you fight in the city is that it's not just a town full of shops where you can buy clothes and Pokeballs and like other equipment. But there are, in the daytime, there's a day-night cycle. In the daytime, the Pokemon City Lumios will have wild zones. And each wild zone is basically leveled off to different levels of Pokemon. You know, Wild Zone 1 will just have level 1 through 5 Pokemon. Wild Zone 2 will have levels 5 through 10 Pokemon, such and such. And these wild zones are basically like parks and even streets or blocks of the city, where Pokemon are just running free, and you can go in there. You can enter in there through a green gateway that will kind of load in the zone as a battle arena, and now you're fighting in the battle arena part of Lumio City. And that's where you go to catch Pokemon. And that's where you have real-time battles. You can get jumped by Pokemon, which is crazy. So when you're in a wild zone, you can just be attacked by 4 or 5 different Pokemon the whole time. It gets a little crazy. So that's why it's actually a little challenging to level up. Like, I'm actually leveling up a little slower in that I'm going through some of the weaker areas, so I just don't get jumped all the time, which is a little wild zone even, you might say. What else? And then at nighttime, it becomes a battle zone. And battle zones is where you the whole game is structured like, so there's no eight gyms to do like in every Pokemon game. The whole game is structured in that you are rising the ranks of the ZA Royale, so you're rising from rank Z to A basically. And every letter is a different trainer that you have to qualify for. And you have to have enough points to be able to qualify for that match. And the only way to increase points is to battle other trainers in these nighttime battle zones. And I said the wild zones were green gates. The battle zones will have red gates. You enter those, and those will have trainers that are just walking around looking for fights. What's crazy is that you can just jump trainers. So you can just see this little girl with a cute little Pichu just hanging out. And you can just say, "Go get them, Tay-Pig." And then just like fucking backstab them in the back. It's like the most aggressive I've ever seen Pokemon, where it's just like, no, I'm just gonna jump unsuspecting people and Pokemon to attack them and get the sneak attack or whatever like that. And in these wild zones, they'll have little challenge cards where it's like, kill, land a super effective attack or land 5 water attacks, and these will get you not only more points towards your challenge level, to be able to challenge the next rank, but it'll also score you medals. And by the end of the night, the medals will be able to transfer into money, basically. And you need a lot of money because, you're always buying Pokeballs and potions and,
all that stuff, yeah.
Evolution stones as well. I think the last bit of gameplay news is that there's Mega Evolutions. Mega Evolutions are back. Mega Evolutions fights are actually fun too. So the fighting is all fun. The fighting is great, actually. Cool. Mega Evolutions, you become like a big the Slowpoke becomes like massive, like a big old massive monster, and it becomes kind of like the game plays a lot like an MMO, honestly, including the cooldowns, right? Like it feels like a ride game, if anything.
Sure.
And then you and another trainer probably will be fighting against the Mega Evolution Pokemon. Regular Pokemon can't really do a lot of damage, and as you're hitting these Mega Evolution Pokemon, they'll be dropping like little power-ups that you're collecting to be able to fill up your Mega Evolution meter. I'm forgetting all the names because I don't care. I'm 44. The Mega Evolution meter to be able to Mega Evolve your chosen Pokemon, and to be able to Mega Evolve that Pokemon, they have to be holding a certain kind of stone. So my Tay-Pig can Mega Evolve now, because he evolves into Embor, and then he has to have a Emborite to be able to Mega Evolve. So now I have 3 Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, which is Embor, Gyarados, and one other thing whose name I forgot because I don't remember these names anyways. And again, the fights are fun. They're actually quite challenging. I'm actually moving around. I'm actually worrying about my Pokemon getting hit. I'm worried about me getting hit as a trainer. But that's about it. If you love fights and battling, which is a lot of what Pokemon is, then this will be a game to check out. But if you like exploring, be warned that if Lumio City doesn't look that attractive to you, that is the only thing you get.
Okay. Yeah, this is more about combat. It sounds like the entire game, I guess.
They really changed it up. Arceus was about exploring like the wilderness, and you get different biomes, and you can explore different caves. And like Arceus was kind of about like colonizing Japan. I mean, they're all Japanese, so whatever. That they're all like they're colonizing themselves. Whereas ZA is about you're the new kid in the city, and you're just gonna fucking fight the whole fucking time. You're fighting, keep fighting. Even when you join the team, they're like, "You want to join the team?" And you're like, "I guess." And you're gonna fight. You just keep fighting. It's a weirdly aggressive Pokemon game where it's just all about just fighting and fighting and fighting, fighting, fighting. And fortunately enough, the fighting is fun, and it does feel like Xenoblade.
Cool, very nice. Yeah, I hopefully will check it out this week. I am curious about it. I would like to at least cover it a little bit because it's a huge game. But
I will say that one aspect of being in one location is that you get one song the whole game.
Oh, no.
It doesn't surprise me with Pokemon.
Yeah. There's a nighttime version of the song, and then there's a daytime version of the song, but it's the same song forever.
Yeah, forever.
And it's the Xenoblade X rap song.
I wish.
So
I wish. Imagine if there was only that song. Thankfully, there's no vocals in this song, at least. And the song is actually nice and good, but it's just the one song over and over again. You do go into like underground areas. You can go into like some indoor areas, but there's not a ton. You can't go into the stores at all. All the stores are just menus that you just go in the front of the texture. That's it.
Lame.
Really lame. What sucks is that some of the few indoor areas look really nice. Like you look in the bookshelves, and like each book is like their own individual model, and you're like, oh my god! And they have like ambient occlusion. You're like, oh my god, ambient occlusion in a Pokemon game? That's crazy. And then you go outside, and like all that's gone. There's like there's no balconies, there's no windows, there's no doors. It's all like a flat texture. It's just like this has more texture than what you get in Pokemon ZA. So that's how Game Freak was able to solve the solution of having really good performance, is just take out the environment altogether. And that's about it. Like there's just no detail.
Yeah. There's probably more detail in Pokemon X and Y. You could probably do more in that game in the city than in this.
I mean, that's the thing. So like you look at you look at Sword and Shield, man, or Scarlet and Violet, and it's like, oh, reflections in the windows. That's crazy. And, whoa, 3D models inside the stores. Wow. And wow, there's an awning that pops out, as opposed to just being there. And I popped in Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, and Arceus just to compare and see how I feel about these worlds. And I'm like, no, I loved all these worlds. Lumio City is just kind of there. So
yeah, it's pretty boring. Probably
that's my overall impressions.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Anything else?
I like how you even ask about story, because like the story.
Oh, I don't want to. I mean, I know most Pokemon stories, and I don't want to like get into. I don't know how much you want to say.
Well, it's funny that it's like a member of the LSM audience wrote these spoiler warnings for Pokemon Legends ZA, because and I'm gonna make fun of the audience here, but it's so like sensitive about spoilers. Like it literally tells you that I can't talk about something that happens 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Literally right after you finish naming the character, something happens and they're like, don't talk about that. I'm just like, okay, LSM, fine, okay, YouTube commenter on Last Stand Media, that's they made this game, they made those review guidelines for you guys, for sure. Don't talk about the second Pokemon you get.
Yeah.
It's not even about that. It's just like, don't talk about this character, don't talk about that character. And it's like, you meet them right away. There's nothing about the character that's like interesting or surprising. I don't understand.
All right. For me, I've been playing Ghost of Yote still. I'm like 12 hours in, I want to say. I think it's very good. It's a very good game. I think it does everything better than Tsushima, from what I remember. It's been a while since I played Tsushima, so I could be wrong. Story-wise, I don't know yet. I haven't finished the game, but in terms of variety and the pacing in between all of that, it is much better. Things don't feel nearly as repetitive in this game compared to the last one. Like, I've seen maybe like 3 foxes so far throughout the whole game, 3 or 4 maybe. And in Tsushima, they were just like fucking popping up like crazy constantly. So they've definitely done a way better job at spacing things out to get rid of that repetition. So I've really enjoyed that. The world itself, gorgeous. This game looks really nice. I'm playing on a pro as well, and it just looks fucking awesome being in Japan. Like, Sucker Punch nailed it from a visual standpoint for sure. I do like the story quite a bit. I've killed Gene one of the Yote 6, I guess. It's like the one that kind of leads you to, I would say. It's like the closest one early on, so maybe you can figure that out. But they had a whole story involving all that, and it's very in-depth, actually, and super, super personal for Atsu. So I really appreciated that they really put you in her shoes and stuff like that. Fleshing out her whole revenge arc is great, and the people she meets along the way, I've enjoyed that quite a bit. Some of the NPCs you meet are really cool. There's this guy named Goro I really like in the game. Mad Dog Goro. Not Mad Dog Goro, that's Yakuza Goro. But there's another Goro guy that's also crazy as well, and I like him a lot. He's pretty fun. I'm enjoying playing it, though. I want to play more. I think the combat feels really good. The weapons, I'm happy that there's more weapons now, but they did kind of just replace the stances in the sense that it's rock, paper, scissors the whole time. And I feel like you're not really encouraged to use one weapon. If you prefer one weapon, you can, but you'll definitely get like half the power out of it if you just use like the correct rock, paper, scissors weapon. But I'm much happier with this than the stances. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm using the Watanabe mode also. There's like lo-fi tracks, very Samurai Champloo, so that's been really fun. But yeah, I dig the game. I definitely want to finish it. If you didn't like the first Tsushima, I think it is stronger in some ways, just more refined. Like Gene said, it doesn't do anything to break new ground in the genre, which I'm totally fine with. Not every game needs to do that, in my opinion. But what it does well. Lots of variety in the bounties. They all have their own little story going on there, their own scenarios. So
that's what we're talking about in Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Like that's exactly what we're talking about. Where it's like when you do like bounties in Assassin's Creed Shadows, like, oh, you're here, and then you fight, and then that's it. Versus Yote, it's like, well, why don't we just actually write out a whole story?
Yeah, like a whole storyline with some character. Yeah, it's really nice. So it feels like cool. Like the mini side quests in that sense feel really great and substantial. So I really like that. There are, the course, the more repetitive, I guess, kind of things like wolves' dens. You find some wolves getting attacked.
I don't like the wolves' den
and stuff like that. Yeah, they're like whatever. I don't think they're that cool, but it's something different, I guess. Still love the bamboo cutting. It's one of my favorite things to do in the game. I love that kind of shit.
Bamboo cutting is fun. I still like it, and they made it more fun this time with the little tricks and everything. Yeah.
Yep. And a bunch of cool little towns you can go to. Really like that. Talking to all the shopkeepers that travel from from town to town. You go visit.
Right, it's the same shopkeeper every town, right? I love that actually.
Yep. Like, they just move around.
It's obviously not realistic, but the reason they did it is just to connect you with characters. It's like exactly. They really connect you with this world. Hey, it's you again. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I love it.
I have enjoyed the world structure in the sense that I've been led to things just from visual cues where I'm like, that looks interesting. I want to go over there. Because they don't puke question marks over the map like a bunch of games did in the past. So I'm really happy about that. I think they if people compare it to Ubisoft, it's like, yeah, it's an open world game, but the flow and the structure and it's like way less repetitive than all of those games. Like I'm not burning the same church for the 40th time or whatever, the same exact fucking layout. Maybe you're lucky if you get 2 different layouts in like Assassin's Creed game. So that's been a lot more enjoyable. There's like stuff like bandit camps and stuff like that, but they don't take very long to do. And they're way less frequent than the other game, it feels like. So I think they just have really refined all the systems for the first game to a really nice sheen this time around. But I enjoy the story so far. I do like Atsu. I don't know if I like her more than Jin yet, but I have still quite a ways to go. Some cool villains, though. I've enjoyed them. I enjoyed the villains much more this time around, though. I think they're way more personal, and you get a lot more from them and kind of where their headspace is at. So,
I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you beat the first Yote 6 member?
I did, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I guess it's a mild spoiler, but they reveal them at the beginning of the game, and you can pick several to go to at the first time. So if you're worried about that, I'm going to tell you which one I went to. I killed the Oni. That's who I've killed.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, and I'm going at the next 2 right now.
I feel like that is kind of the first one you have to do almost.
Yeah, it kind of leads you that way.
Yeah,
it gives you the option to go the other way.
They give you options, and I'm wondering, I would love a new game plus run.
I'm sure that'll happen. Come down the line,
Sony.
They always do that later. It seems like now.
I don't know why they always do that later, but I know it's hard to make, but Also, I think Dustin or the Sacred Crew were talking about it, but it's like, why did this game take so long to make too? Because it's so much.
What was it, 4 years or something? Because it came out in 2020. Then they did the director's cut with Iki Island, and they had the multiplayer. So it was like, what, 4 years after that? I don't think that's that long.
Okay, 4 years is not that long. Yeah,
especially with the budget. I think the budget was like 70 million or something, which is pretty damn cheap for Sony. And The Last of Us 2 was like over 200 million. So. I don't know. Games take a long time to make it. Everything just takes a long time.
We used to get iterative games like this in like 2 years as opposed.
Yeah, those days are over for a lot of things.
Yeah,
for AAA budget games, or scale games, that's kind of over. Sadly.
Yeah.
But that's
I mean,
just
the
the way
game
it
does
is.
look a lot better too. So
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks way better.
Yeah.
Especially. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'll definitely continue to play it, just slowly and at my own pace. The other game I've been playing is Battlefield 6. I've been playing this a lot with the crew, like Dustin, Ben, our friend Justin, Lockmore, and all that kind of stuff. It's been really fun, having a really good time. The launch is night and day compared to, 2042, which I played when it came out, and that was fucking awful. Glitch fiesta, terrible, no scoreboard and stuff like that, disaster. This time feels more like the Battlefields I kind of remember from back in the day. Way better. The destruction and the chaos is all there. Battlefield to me is like controlled chaos to an extent. Like it is chaotic at times, but it's very like situational. It can be on some maps. Well, sometimes it can just feel like you get banana shit coming out of nowhere because it's just Battlefield. I guess someone just fucking drive a Jeep through somewhere out of nowhere and run you over. That's what you sign up for, and that's what I kind of want. But the maps I've played so far have been pretty fun overall. I've enjoyed some. I've seen some complaints about people saying they're too big, and I don't really know how I feel about that yet because I've played like maybe 12 hours, so I want to spend a lot more time with it. But some of the maps I've played are really cool. There's like some New York, Manhattan ones that are like running through office buildings and all that kind of stuff on the floor. Seems like Wall Street kind of thing. That's been really cool. There are some bigger maps, jets flying around, shit, tanks rolling in. It's cool. There's not everything. Destruction's not like you can't destroy everything, but it seems more ramped up than I remember in a lot of things. Like it's really cool. You get those really rad Battlefield moments, like you're running through a building, there's bullets flying, the building's fucking coming down, and you see like people getting crushed to death while you're running through, and you jump through a window and break the glass. It's awesome. It's really cool. It's scratching that itch that I've wanted for a long time. It's just been fun playing again because I have to get used to the Battlefield pace and the playstyle because it's not like Call of Duty. Obviously, Call of Duty, you run around 100 miles per hour and spawn, die, kill kind of thing like that, which is totally fine. It's just a much quicker pacer game. And that happens occasionally here, but Battlefield is much more team and objective focused, I feel like, and that's kind of my speed. But I've been really enjoying the game. It is a full price game, so be aware that's $70. There is a single player campaign, but I have not played it. I personally don't give a shit about that at all. Mm-hmm. And I've heard not good things about it, so I haven't.
I heard it's not that good actually. That's
yeah.
Crazy. I mean,
Battlefield campaigns
like,
are
every
never
Battlefield
really
campaign has been bad.
Yeah,
right,
they're never super.
I mean, not bad, but like not great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have no interest in playing it, but from a multiplayer standpoint, it's been a lot of fun. If you got buds to play with, it's super good for that because you are in squads in this game with up to 4 people, so you can synergize together. You can like revive each other. If you're not even the medic, you can like grab someone and drag them. And while you can drag them, they can slowly resurrect. But of course, if you're the medic, you got your little defibrillator things. You can zap them real quick to get them up. So that's really fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been a blast so far. If you got pals to play this with, you're going to have a good time. Call of Duty, I think, is more friendly for solo, kind of like lone wolf gameplay. And you could do that here, of course, but there is a more of a team aspect to Battlefield. And there is crossplay, so if you and your buddies are on different platforms, you can play together. But yeah, it's been a great time, and I'll continue to be playing it for a while, I think. All right, let's get to our last, but the biggest news story of the week, a humongous one. There have been massive Pokemon leaks. By massive, I mean really massive. You guys may remember like a year or two ago, I want to say, maybe like last year, we had a big Pokemon leak already where people were finding out about like those pervert Pokemon and all that kind of shit, all this weird Game Freak data. But we got another leak, and I think this might be from the same people who did the last one. But on Twitter, all the leaks, I believe, came from Centro Leaks, who is leaking all this Pokemon information. There's a lot, and stuff is still being discovered as we speak, it seems like. So we don't have all the information there, but we do have some juicy bits of news. I'm not going to talk about game spoilers or evolution spoilers or anything like that. No plot details, no nothing what's in the game, but just like the general structure of everything. So if you're worried about that, don't worry. I'm not going to touch on any of that. So they were hacked, basically, Game Freak. And we saw all their plans up to 2030 So the next 5 years of Pokemon games coming out, all that kind of stuff, all their plans, sales. We saw, I think, budgets for games like that. I'm trying to remember if I have it somewhere, but if not, I can find it in a bit. But I'll just go down kind of the list of stuff we got, the big stuff. First of all, ROMs are out for Legends ZA as well, so people have been leaking all that kind of shit, all those spoilers. So if you care about that, be aware. Big news though, right away. Gen 10 is releasing next year, which is Wind and Waves. So that is the new thing coming from there. We had Scarlet and Violet last time, then Sword and Shield before that, but now we are getting Wind and Waves, and it's going to be, I think they're going to tackle some jungle environments and stuff like that. Micah and Gene, I posted my Nintendo leak on there, and they show some like screenshots and concepts and stuff like that. If you're curious, want some visual aid, that's there. Pokemon Legends Galar is releasing in 2027 or beyond. So this is the next Legends game that's after ZA, which is like 2 years away. This is the big one though, or a very interesting one to me. Pokemon Seed, a new kind of RPG that takes place in all the Japanese-based regions. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. Aiming for a 2029 release. Also appears to be an MMO. Quote, Seed is in prototyping project for a next generation online game playable by multiple people set in a region that connects Hoenn and Sinnoh. So that's the Pokemon MMO. Maybe you're getting close to that. I doubt it'll be what people really want, but you'll maybe get a little bit of that there. Pokepopia is getting DLC coming as well. And Pokemon Champions was originally planned to be released this year, and I guess that got delayed. Also, Gen 11 is 2030, which will be the next big mainline thing. And we got some information on why Junichi Masuda is no longer directing Pokemon. So if you guys don't know who he is, he's been involved in Pokemon a very long time. He worked on the original ones, I believe, and he's director and producer on many of them. But we got some details on that. I'll go into all that kind of stuff, though, as we go down the list. And there are black and white remakes in discussions for potentially happening in the future right now. Nothing is laid out in stone, but the company themselves is talking about it, which wouldn't be surprising to me because they've remade several Pokemon games. Let me read this first before we go game by game. This is from Phil Spencer. Went to Jupiter to get more stupider. Wow. What's good, my Goonas? Bad news for Game Freak. Great news for Pokemon fans. Pokemon ZA has been data mined, and there is another Terra leak. Every new mega and stats from ZA and its DLCs are now known from the data mine. The Terra leak let us know that Gen 10 is coming in 2026. Legends 3 is the Galar region coming in 2027. Codename Seed is a multi-region MMO coming in 2028. And Gen 11 is 2030. As a hardcore Pokemon fan from day one, I love getting this kind of information. It gets me so excited for the future of the franchise. What do you three make of the scale and the info out of these leaks? I'll do my jaw stretches to glaze a $1 billion IP and listen. Okay. Before we, I guess, get into details about every game like that and our thoughts on that, Micah, what do you think about the overall thoughts about all this leaks information happening right now?
What I said in the Discord when you posted this for us to review was I thought they were going to slow down and focus on quality.
Maybe this is them. This is their version of slowing down. Maybe I don't know.
Right?
It's just one of those like, gee, I mean, so long as these games perform well, I don't mean sales wise, like Gene saying like, yeah, ZA is working good. So long as we don't have another Scarlet Violet situation where it's like the people really want to play this and it runs like ass, then fine, the more the merrier. Mm-hmm. But I swear to God, if there are performance issues in these games and they just keep churning them out year after year, going back to their old ways after saying that they should focus on quality and like acknowledging that, I'd be very disappointed if I was a Pokemon fan and they were focusing just on like releasing as many games as possible versus releasing the highest quality games possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gene, any general thoughts you want to go over?
I'm just gonna copy what Micah said. Yeah, it's it's weird that this is them slowing down, but also I think it really goes to show that how Nintendo doesn't do Xbox or MCU like announcements where they're gonna announce this is Avengers Doomsday 3 years in advance or whatever like that, you know.
Right.
When Pokemon Wind and Waves is ready, they'll announce it 6 months before or whatever, or maybe at the end of this year, you know.
Yeah.
And at the most, it'll be a year out or whatever. Like
I'm assuming it's going to be at the Direct next year, maybe their first Direct,
probably the beginning of next year or whatever, and then and land right in the holiday season, 2026 or whatever. Right, give it a full year of promotion. But other than that, though, they could easily do an MCU like here's our roadmap for blah, 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 you know, and it's like. I think it's smart of them because look at how many video game companies are out there talking about the roadmap. Check out the roadmap for Halo Infinite. It's going to be a 10-year journey for us. Blah, blah, blah. Marvel Avengers is going to be 10 years. And here's Pokemon. It's like, we'll fucking figure it out and we'll let you know when we're done. You know, it's a little refreshing, a little bit. That said, they could take a little bit more time to work on some of these games, you know?
Yeah,
and I know I said that I was complaining about Ghost of Yote taking forever. It's like, okay, but it doesn't need to take a year. A year is pretty quick, too. A year turnaround for every game is fast for PS2 or even Nintendo 64 era, actually. You know? So for this tiny team, Game Freak, because they only have, 200 some developers,
yes,
to be working on this, I mean, it really shows sometimes, you know.
It shows for sure.
Wait, yeah, Gene. I mean, you mentioning that it's like, oh, like inside these buildings, there's a ton of detail, and then outside, it's kind of blah. That's kind of sucks. You know, it's like we could have instead had outside also be very interesting.
That's I mean, that's the thing, man. It's like. You know, being Pokemon is about having a sense of place, about being in the world, you know. And I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm kind of leaking out what my review is going to be about, but it's like, it's they could take a little bit more time. You know, imagine a Pokemon game that did take as long as Ghost of Yote, which is short, still 4 years, but you know, imagine what that would look like. I don't know.
Right, because I'm not saying they need to take as long of a break as Nintendo does between Animal Crossing titles, right? I'm not saying you got to go that long without a new entry, especially because you have spin-offs. You've got Legends and you've got the core games. And they're doing cool. I also want to say they're doing neat stuff. Pokopia is a cool idea. That's a neat idea. I like that they're exploring new things because that says to me, oh, maybe there's one of these that I'll say, wow, I really want to try that out. These don't usually hook me, but that one makes me want to play it. I like that they're exploring new things. I just feel like their pacing is so breakneck speed of geez, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence that each game could be as good as its potential, essentially.
Yeah, it's like the yin and yang of the Call of Duty series, whereas Call of Duty is worked on by 4,000 people, and that comes out every year, versus Pokemon is worked on by 200 people, and that comes out every year. And I didn't see anything here about the budgets of each of these games, but I think it was reported that Pokemon Legends EA has a $10 million budget, and it's like, yeah, these games are mega profitable. They only need to sell 1 million, and then they've already made a lot of profit already. You know,
yeah.
So it's like you can't take some of that money and invest it. And you know, I'm stealing talking points from Woods Beat 'em Ups, whose video 6 months old video I watch, but he makes a really great point. In that, when you watch the Pokemon Concierge show, right? That really beautifully 3D animated show, or when you watch the movies, or when you watch the anime, or when you look at the fucking cards and see how beautiful every single one of these products are. When you buy the Pokemon Hawaiian shirt and you feel the material that is high quality, and the stitching is matching, even when you button up everything. There's detail and quality in every single aspect of Pokemon franchise as a whole, except for the games. And the games are the thing that the merchandise and everything is like basing around. They base the games, the anime around the games. They base the movies around the games. They base the cards around the games. And then when we get to the games, it's like the lowest quality possible versus everything else in Pokemon, which is extremely high quality. The fucking Netflix show is beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you're spending hours upon hours in the game versus a short-lived Netflix series.
Yeah.
You're spending a lot more time with the games, and it's actually the lower quality thing that they produce.
Yeah, I'm not staying in my Pokemon Hawaiian shirt for 70 hours like I am playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yes.
Or just putting the show on repeat in the background, like, let me just have that as my white noise, and I'll go to sleep listening to it every night.
Yeah, excellent point. Like the sustained exposure of the Pokemon like franchise in general is the most intense during the games. So you would think that they would want the exposure to be, addictive, and it is. And also, what's I was like, yeah, okay, of course, these games all sell. They sell 20 million, 26 million,
Yes.
right? What if they were better and you could sell 50 million,
Exactly.
but
how many people were scared away from Scarlet and Violet's performance issues and hearing about it and saying, oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm. But also, they cost so little to make that they already make so much money. It's like, why bother? Because we already make, we don't need to make 50 million because we're happy with 26 million because that's already so much money. That's more money that we know what to do with, honestly, probably.
Yeah, I have some budgets here. I'll keep looking for more, but I have two right here. We're talking about how much money they make, the budgets. Pokemon Legends ZA, it was 2 billion yen, approximately $13 million. Pokemon Gen 10 is approximately $20 million, which is nothing. For how much those games make, that is nothing. Like we were just saying, like Ghost of Yote was like 70 million. And it's like, these are going to sell so fucking much.
They're going to sell so much more than Ghost of Yote.
And it's not even just the game. Like Gene said, it's the merchandise as well. It's all the things that you tie into it. It's that you'll probably get some cool, like, a Pokemon Pro controller, the Pokemon Joy-Cons. It's like bundle in with shit, like all the merchandising and everything. These games print money. It's weird to me that culturally there isn't more of a desire to improve the quality. Just in terms of like we see stuff like that where it's like this Japanese craftsman spends 400 hours making one butter knife, and it's like the nicest fucking butter knife in the entire world, right? And it's like, and that's his thing because it's like his pride is on the quality of the item. And it's just actually interesting to have this company that's kind of like, they'll buy it. We don't care. Only because it's like, yeah, it's very American, very Western thinking to be like, yeah, it fucking sells.
Yeah, it's very McDonald's like, where it's like, it's like they're run by Subway franchise managers. It's like the biggest IP in the world is just run by Subway managers. They're like, yeah, just the bread's fine. Yeah.
It's edible. It's good enough. People will eat it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting just because it's like in the realm of like the Japanese culture and the emphasis on quality. Okay, this is the culture that has like the high end luxury fruit, like the boutique fruit that's like such high quality. You're paying $20 for like one orange. Okay, it's just interesting that then this company's just like, who gives a fuck.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, again, it's made by Subway managers and not sushi chefs who are like very meticulous or anything.
Yes. Oh,
like,
exactly.
I know, just toss a lettuce in there and some tomatoes and just a whole bunch of spinach and just just give it to them,
Yeah. All right, let's go through project by project a little bit. If you guys want to comment on anything, we can. Wind and Waves Gen 10 releasing next year with DLC in 2027. I'm definitely going to play this. Of course, it's the next big line Pokemon game, so it's going to be a huge fucking deal. We've seen a couple of screenshots. These are not final screenshots by any ways. There's one that's like
they look like concept, but they look rich though. Yeah.
And it's like a jungle environment. That seems really cool to me. There's like a Snorlax laying down there. that looks
Mhm.
fucking sick. I'm way down for that kind of stuff. I hope it runs decent, even if it just runs at 30 frames per second. I'm okay with that as long as
For
it's
fuck's sake,
stable.
yeah, just make it run at 30 frames per second, man. Just give us some goddamn windows and awnings,
Yeah,
please.
just make it stable, man.
I don't
Just
think it
stable
needed
30.
to. I don't think Pokemon Arceus ZA. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I don't think it needed to be 60 FPS, but it is. So
Well, it is a Switch 1 game still, I guess, which is 30. So
that's the
maybe that's
issue.
why.
Yeah.
I don't know if this next game will be Switch 2 only. I'm not exactly sure. I hope it is, but who knows?
That'd be nice if it was Switch only.
Yeah. Gene, I guess just the brief knowledge we know about this game. Are you interested in checking out, seeing more, or do you not care?
Of course I care. Of course I even care about ZA. I was super excited for ZA. And I'm gonna keep playing it until I'm done with it. Hopefully tonight. But Wind and Waves, that's a cool name. Cool concept.
Yeah.
Pokemon Wind. I'm looking at that. I was like, I honestly don't know which one I would pick. Scarlet and Violet. I knew exactly I was gonna pick. I was gonna pick Violet. That's my favorite color. But Wind and Waves is like, I like both Wind and Waves. Which one do I pick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Can't live without both. Especially since I'm from the islands. So it's like, is this going back to the Alola region? That'd be cool. Because we got jungles in the islands. I was raised in a jungle.
Yeah. I wonder if it will be that kind of region or if they'll do new. I don't know. Who cares, I guess.
But the vibe of seeing that Snorlax just chilling there in the jungle and like with all these like rich vegetation, it's like, man, if they can actually hit that, that'd be so nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Micah, what about you? Any interest in new Pokemon gen coming out next year?
They're getting so weird with it, man. I gotta see it. Like, they really weirded me out with some of the new Pokemon over the last couple of years. They're getting to a point where I feel strange about them. So this is a wait and see for me.
Strange, like you're getting attracted to them?
No, strange like Alcremie weirded me out, and you can't overthink it or it's too weird. Like they eat the cream it makes. You can't overthink it, but it's very weird.
Yeah.
And I just find them more and more distressing. These new Pokemon, they made too many at once. With the original Pokemon, they shouldn't have done all them 151 or whatever. They should have drip fed them out slower over the years, because now we're just getting silly.
Yeah. Pokemon Legends Galar. This looks like, just based off some of the images I'm seeing here, this almost looks like the tropical kind of setting too. It looks like there's a big like cookout luau thing going on here. But who knows? This is still very early in development, so this is all very early concept phases. I guess I don't really know about any of that. I haven't played any of the Legends games, so I have no history with them. Or
you haven't
played
Legends Arceus?
No, I haven't played it. No, I wanted to do all the mainline ones first if I could.
Oh, that's right.
But I do own it. I just haven't played it.
Yeah,
I'm on the journey right now still.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot of info there, but it's coming. So I guess we'll see. But 2029, this is the one that's the most interesting to me. This kind of online focused MMO-esque one taking place in all of the Japanese influenced regions, which is like the OG Pokemons, a lot of those, red and blue, gold and silver, stuff like that. So that sounds really appealing to me. If I can actually have a cool Pokemon MMO where I can walk around freely and battle another player or something like that, that could be really cool. I have a feeling it's going to be very rigid, though, and stiff because it's Nintendo and Pokemon. But the idea sounds cool to me. What do you think, Gene?
Yeah. I mean, again, this is the one that's supposed to look like a Xenoblade, so
yeah,
whatever. I'm still wrapping my head around Legends. It's interesting that Legends ZA is so different from Arceus. It is a completely different game. So it really feels like that they're using the Gen 10s, the main generations, as like, this is the turn-based one. It's a little bit like the Yakuza series. But Legends, I don't know. Who knows what Legends is going to be? It looks like they're sticking with the Xenoblade series, but it looks like it's going to be open field again. It looks like maybe it's going back to that sense. And it's we'll see how they innovate here. But it seems like every Pokemon Legends might be a different game completely.
Yeah,
so
which
is
interesting. Cool to me. Yeah, I think that sounds interesting. Micah, does this one sound interesting to you at all?
Potentially. I could be down for an online experience. So so long as it actually is something that's like cool and open, like you said, Brad, like Nintendo's kind of weird about letting you interact with other players in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be interested in seeing that. Cripes though, 2029. It's
Yeah,
like I
always off.
don't want to know about stuff this early. I don't want to know this
Well, you
far
weren't
in
supposed
advance.
to.
I know, but I'm
That's the
upset that
issue.
I
Yes,
do.
yeah. It's like I don't like knowing about this either. I actually, again, like as I hinted earlier, I actually prefer like, oh, this is coming out later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I had to laugh when I saw a Facebook ad that the Minecraft movie like sequel was announced for 2027. And I'm like, why are we announcing this now? Like,
Mm.
it was inevitable anyways, but why are we announcing it now? 2 years away. Great. I don't want to know this far in advance for things like that. So, but this does sound interesting. And I want to say, it's like, I'm not trying to knock them on
Yeah.
what they do. They are in like trying new things. It's really cool, Gene, describing the difference in ZA and like the new things that they're implementing. I like hearing that they're trying new ideas. They're not just like churning out the same exact game year after year. They are like trying new things. I just wish they'd let the brownies cook a little longer in the oven before they took them out. That's all.
Yeah.
But I
Fair.
applaud them for trying new stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, also Pokopia. I cannot say that. We'll get DLC. That's the Ditto Animal Crossing kind of looking game coming out, which I'm interested in. That could be fun if I'm some weird Eldritch Ditto human child thing walking around, hang out with Pokemon. Sure, I'm down. That could be fun.
I was more interested in it until I actually saw it, and then it kind of weirded me out. I am still interested in it, but the more I watch Ditto walking around and shit, I was like, oh, it's
Yeah,
a little strange.
that got me more interested in it. I was like, oh yeah, this is fucking weird. I'm in.
It kind of got me more interested in it too. I was like, wow, this looks stupid. I'm in.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, what else we got here? Pokemon Champions. I forgot what that was actually, but that is coming this year. I'd have to look that up in a second. But Gen 11, the next big huge thing, 2030, 5 years away from now. Timeline, I guess, adds up. So I guess they're taking more time in between the mainline entries, which is cool, I guess. So it'll be 4 years between them now. So progress maybe, but I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath there. Let's see here. Also, Junichi Masuda, who is big into Pokemon Company and stuff like that, directing games. I'll read this whole breakdown from my Nintendo News because they have some info on it. So there's a whole leak things going on there, and they said one document posted on X reveals why Junichi Masuda is no longer directing Pokemon games. Junichi Masuda said back in 2018 he was stepping back from a directorial role in the games, and now documents published online reveal the full extent of things. That's what's been translated by the Centro Leak. So these are the guys that leaked everything. Referred as the end of the era of Matsuda's absolute dominance, Matsuda alone handled developing, planning, personal decisions, public relations, and game design. Up through Black and White, it was an era where no one could oppose him. However, this led to conservation of power, and the organization began to run out of control. In personal matters, quote, unnecessary people and favorites emerged. The game's content shifted from being focused on fun to being driven by PR. They could no longer do proper game design. Various problems arose and during the development of X and Y. Masuda got into an argument with Sugi Mori, resulting in a decision that he would no longer be allowed to direct.
Can I have a beef with this fucking article right now?
Yes.
Who the fuck is Sugi Mori? I know who Sugi Mori is. He's the creator of the art director from Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
This article doesn't refer to Sugi Mori at all beforehand. You know, it just assumes it just drops the last name. It's like, oh yeah, Sugi Mori though. It's like, you know, this is like the difference between like an actual like journalism like organization and mynintendonews.com, which is just horse shit. You know, it's like you're just
it's just the fan site probably.
Yeah, you're just posting, you know, and just whatever, you know. It's so irritating. Anyways, that's my annoyance with the games media sphere.
But yeah, that's just about it. There's more leaks coming about all this kind of stuff over time as people are digging into these files and all these leaks. So I'm sure more Pokemon stuff will be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll be substantial what's coming up still, but this was pretty big news. So Pokemon coming, Nintendo are absolutely furious. No doubt about it. All right, let's end the show with some write-ins from the audience. If you want to write in, I post a thread every Sunday on our Patreon calling for your submissions, so keep an eye out there. This is from Kenneth Kopanik. What's up, my fistas? Is this Nintendo's weakest launch lineup? I keep forgetting that they even launched a new console this year. Short of my weekly dose of fisting from y'all, I don't see much conversation around it. Am I off base, or do you feel some of that? All right. Do you feel this is Nintendo's or one of their weakest launch lineups or launch years, you could say? Micah, kind of tilting your head back and forth.
I don't know, because Gene has kind of pulled me around to the other side of like, it is just kind of standard, to not have a bunch of big games out at once, as much as I would love that. As much as I do feel personally like I wasn't super jazzed up about the fact that the Switch 2 came out and we had to wait a month for Donkey Kong to get here, and when we're waiting for Kirby's Air Riders this fall. Like, I'm an impatient person. And if they release the console and we're like, here's 6 big games, I would be like, cool, I'll buy them all.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand Gene's perspective that he's kind of pulled me around on, of like, yeah, this is quite standard for the industry. And while it doesn't feel very exciting, part of that too is that a lot of these games are Switch 1 compatible. And we're kind of on the PS4, PS5 train of, well, when there's cross compatibility, excitement for the next gen for a lot of people is lessened because they're just going to stay where they are.
Metroid Prime 4,
and you're not hearing about it as much. There's so much cross play between these that, like Bonanza being exclusive and the new Mario Kart being exclusive to Switch 2 mattered. But when you have games like in Final Fantasy Tactics, huge release, and it's on Switch 1.
Got a Switch 1 version. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Same, so it's just one of the things. I think that is part of it, that just when so many games are still compatible with the last console, we're still waiting for this Switch 2 like exclusives where people must talk about the new hardware, versus a lot of people are just staying on the old one.
Sure.
Kirby Air Riders. It's going to be the one. Next month, baby.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's hard for me to agree with this when the Wii U existed. And I'm just thinking about what fucking came out with that thing. Like, I didn't even buy one at launch because I was like, something exciting here. Nintendo Land, new Super Mario Brothers Wii U. That's it? That's what you're fucking selling me right now? What? Like, I'm looking at like the launch window kind of stuff like this. The only thing I'm seeing here that's kind of cool is Pikmin 3 that I can see on this list I'm looking at. Maybe there's more, but I don't remember much. Like, there was some great games on Wii U later, but like, come on, guys, let's not fucking forget the Wii U. All right? I won't stand this Wii U revisionist history where people are like, oh, the Wii U's fucking sick. No.
It only feels like this because the launch year for Switch 1 was stacked with Breath of the Wild starting in the year and ending with Super Mario Odyssey. Like, that's literally the best lineup like of all time, arguably.
Yes. That's like an insane lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, maybe they set the bar too high.
They set the bar way too high with the Switch 1
window.
And for good reason. The Switch 1 was a smashing success. It's still the number 3 best-selling console of all time. So
yeah, and even if we want to go on that same logic of cross-gen games, it's like Breath of the Wild was on Wii U as well. Breath of the Wild was
on the Wii U. I played the Wii U version before anything.
Yeah. So if you like add everything that's still cross-gen on Switch 2, dude, like, pretty good fucking amount of games there. If you want to play something like Donkey Kong, dude, come on, man. Metroid Prime 4 coming out. Kirby Air Riders is coming out.
Yeah, if you want some hype excitement, play Donkey Kong. But that said, I will say that I am playing my Steam Deck a lot more still. So,
yeah, well, you've been in emulation land and stuff like that.
I have been in emulation land. It's been a lot of fun. And also, I've been wanting to play the old Resident Evil games again because Resident Evil 9 demo really got the juices flowing. for
and you
for
can't
me
play
wanting to
all of them
just
on Switch
dive back
too.
into. Yeah, I can't wait till February, man. I need some Resident Evil right now. So playing Resident Evil on the Steam Deck has been nice. I would play it on the Switch too if it came out like right now. But again, weakest launch lineup ever, maybe. So
Yeah, I mean, this kind of reminds me of the comments like PS5 has no games, and I'm like fucking dying with how many games there are to play on this fucking thing. So I don't really get it. I can't relate.
Being happy or
Yeah.
not happy, being relieved when something gets delayed because you're like, oh sweet, I can just punt that a couple months from now and play it later. And I don't know how many people were excited about Borderlands 4 on Switch too, but I did see some disappointment about the delay of that. I don't know if that's a large contingent of people who intended to play it there, but it is true that was something that people were like, oh, sweet, like Switch is going to get this big, third-party game. And it's like, it's borked. We got to fix it.
I feel like Borderlands 4 really just came and went though. And I hate to say it, sound like
it did for me. I liked the game, but I'll say I liked it.
Yeah, I hate to say
as a big Borderlands fan, I liked it.
Oh, they fell off, but as like Borderlands 4 just came out, I see nobody talking about that game anymore.
I think most things just come and go nowadays. Most things.
That's true.
You get a few exceptions here and there.
You're right.
Most things just come and go.
You're right.
Your Elden Ring stay, your Expedition 33 stay for a bit, but just the cycle, man. When there's so many fucking games coming out.
There's too much.
What happens?
Right. Because I saw a post. It was about the Witcher 3 DLC, Heart of Stone. And it was just like, oh, it's been, X number of years since that came out. And I was like, man, because I still think about it. That is still one of my all-time favorite mini stories in a game. I still think about it. I loved it. It was excellent. But just not being as bombarded with shit to play. It was different.
Yeah. All right. Keith Richards wrote in, hey, Punchers, silly question time. Would you rather every time you attend any child's birthday, you blow the candles out before the kid can, or every time you sneeze, you also come? May the odds be in no one's favor. Love you guys. This is a fucking easy. This is an easy answer for me. I'm blowing out those candles.
I'm blowing those candles. Every single
time. I was going the other way with this.
No, I'm not coming every time I sneeze. I
don't want jizz in my pants all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. This is the beauty of being a woman. It's not. It's not a messy scenario. So I'll take the sneeze.
That's true. Yeah. Well, also look, like I, as someone who's done like really, really crazy drugs before, like I felt like I was coming like a long, long time, and let me tell you, it's not great actually feeling that way. It's so exhausting. So yeah, sorry kids out there, but every time I
blowing out your candles,
party,
get fucked, idiots.
Yeah, fuck the kids.
Yep. Thanks, Keith, for that insane question.
Next question, okay.
From JP, hey, Punch It Up crew, what's everyone's go-to dish or meal if you're trying to impress someone? Whether it's cooking for a new partner for the first time or just hosting guests, what are you busting out to show off those skills in the kitchen? I'm especially curious what meal Micah made. Colin really surprised him about your cooking ability. Gene/Brad, have you ever cooked for someone and did everything go as planned? Thanks for all you do. P.S. Check out The Rogue Prince of Persia if you're a fan of Dead Cells at all. It's out now on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, and coming to Switch 2 later this year. Thanks, JP. You are a Ubisoft developer, I'm guessing. But thank you. I'm just kidding. You're not. All right. What's your go-to meal to impress someone? Micah, we'll start with you.
I'm going either with the smoked chuck roast, like the smoked pulled beef, or the smoked beef short ribs. That's just always it's just one of those things. It's easy and it's really hard to mess up. So like that's what I'm going with. If you do like the pulled beef for a party, you can make a lot of it fairly affordable. That's usually a crowd pleaser. Yeah.
Yeah. Gene, do you have any meals you cook for anyone to impress or anything?
It's a crazy question because I've actually never really cooked for a lot of people. But the only ever time I've done it, like maybe twice or three times, is kalbi, the Korean short ribs. I know how to make that. I know how to marinate that, and it always tastes good. But I have not cooked in a long time, actually. So there's that too. I feel like I've forgotten how to cook. Just like I forgot how to drive now at this point, honestly.
I don't usually cook meals for a lot of people, but a couple. And my favorite thing to do was pancakes. I love doing the
Hell
breakfast
yeah.
kind of
Oh,
stuff.
pancakes are great, man.
Simple,
That'll
fun
always
to
hit.
do. I love flipping them and all that kind of stuff. Flip them over. Good shit.
Mhm.
I can make you some pancakes. You want some pancakes?
And
I
there's
got
a technique to pancakes.
There's a technique, yeah.
People don't always know there is a technique to pancakes. You
Yep.
know, what do you? How do you do them? Do you like butter? You like oil when you fry them? Like, what do you?
I usually did butter. It's been a while since I've done them, but I used to do butter.
Butter's
I'm
the
not
way.
I'm not opposed to experimenting though with pancakes. Put a little blueberries in there or something like that.
Oh
Fruit.
man, now we're doing mix-ins. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Micah, do you remember the meal that you made for Colin, whatever you made that made him really impressed with your cooking abilities?
One of the first things I made was it's this baked chicken thighs over rice. The rice has onions and garlic in it, and the chicken is seasoned with like paprika, thyme, garlic powder.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And that's a really good recipe. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's by Recipe Tin Eats, and I'm just checking. Okay, if you Google Recipe Tin Eats oven baked chicken and rice, that's one of the first things I ever made for him, and he loved it, and he would request that I make it like every week. And the next thing, which is actually what I'm making tonight for his birthday dinner, is these oven baked chicken thighs, like boneless, skinless thighs, but I, flour, egg, breadcrumbs, like you're making chicken cutlets, and you drizzle them with olive oil and then bake them. And they come out so crispy and crunchy like they were fried, but they're oven baked. That is something that from the first time I made it, that's like a weekly staple for us. And it's one of the few things that he actually likes to eat, the leftovers, because Colin like famously hates leftovers, but he likes those. So yeah, those two things, both involving chicken thighs. We're big fans of chicken thighs in this house.
Okay. I'm a chicken breast man, but I'll eat some thighs. Sure. All right, this is from Iron Lion. Hello, Skyward Punchers. With all the talk of Final Fantasy Tactics, it's got me thinking, maybe I'll try this game. The way you guys described it as cozy sparks some interest. I like to tackle my backlog by playing 2 games at a time. One action game that requires a lot of focus and fast responses. Then I like to keep a relaxing game as well. The tactics games that I have played and enjoyed a lot are Advanced Wars 1 and 2 on Game Boy Advance, not the Switch remakes, SteamWorld Heist 1 and 2, and Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I started Sparks of Hope when it first came out, and I was enjoying it, but I think a lot of other stuff came out around the same time. Well, now here we are 3 years later. I've hopped right back into Sparks of Hope, and I'm seriously falling in love with it. It's sad that the game kind of came and went the way it did, so I highly recommend going back if you've dropped off like I did. All of this is to ask you 3, based on what I've written, do you think I will find enjoyment in Final Fantasy Tactics? It's obviously way more serious tone than the previously mentioned games, and Colin mentioned that it's very deep mechanically. That throws me off, but only slightly. I know it's a long write-in, but I hope you all consider. Thanks for this great community of Nintendo fans. It's what I've always wanted, being a long-time sacred listener. All right. Thank you. All right. Based off him enjoying stuff like Advanced Wars and SteamWorld Heist, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, do you think he will enjoy Final Fantasy Tactics? Micah, you're playing Tactics right now. Do you think it's approachable enough?
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to it's like mechanically deep, there's just a lot that you can do. Mm-hmm. Or you can be me and play it like a caveman and have your party be 3 knights, a mage, and an archer. It's like you can go fucking nuts with it if you want to, or you can just play it somewhat simply. So far it's working. So far so good. I haven't played the other games he's listed. I own the Advance War 1 and 2 remakes for Switch. I just haven't gotten to them yet. But I will say Colin loves those games and recommended them to me. And he also loves Final Fantasy Tactics. So.
Okay. Gene, any thoughts? Do you agree with Micah?
Yeah, this is a very long write-in. Well, thanks for the shout outs for the Nintendo community. But to answer this very long write-in, yes.
Yes, I think you will enjoy it. Final Fantasy Tactics.
There's a reason why it's one of the best, or if not the best ever. Yes, you should play this.
Yeah, the new version's very approachable with multiple difficulties and stuff like that. And like Micah's saying, there is a lot of flexibility. It can be very deep if you want it to be, but as Micah said, you can just caveman that shit. So give it a shot, man. It's an amazing game. All right, final write in here from Luke Wright. Howdy fucking doodle, y'all. Wow. I'm writing in defense of the DK Bonanza DLC. Is the DK Island worth $20? No. But is the Emerald Rush game, which is eventually playable on almost every layer, worth $20? Yes. It is a full-on roguelike goodness with satisfying upgrade system that makes every run feel different and forces you to change how you play. It makes me sad to see so many people overlook this DLC as quick money grab when it's actually a brand new game mode with deep systems. If you don't believe me, try to max out the difficulty on the DK Island level and watch how engaged you are trying to beat it. Anyways, love you guys. P.S. Micah, I'm in a machine shop that machines glass now. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
That is, I mean, that's
cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture how that would work. I wonder if they feed a lot of water or coolant onto the blade to do that. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. Listen here, Luke. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I did a run or two of this, and I thought it was pretty boring. I'm sure it gets better as you go on and you unlock more abilities, but I might as well pay $10 more and play Hades 2 instead and probably get a way better experience, in my opinion. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. I think there's a reason people aren't really talking about this because no one really finds it that engaging, or most people don't. So that's just my opinion, though. Do any of you have any interest in checking this out?
No. You guys all know I liked Bonanza. I got burnt out towards the end. So I look at it and I'm like, that's a really good game. I recommend it. I did get burned out towards the end. They could have shaved off a couple worlds, like they could have shaved off the interstitial layer of like garbage. Like that one could where you really don't do anything.
But the garbage layer was not much. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like we could have taken that, like just as an example, like that layer could go, right? I can. There are some games where you say this experience feels slightly elongated, but I don't know what I'd cut because everything was like worth seeing. This is a game where I'm like, I could tell you a couple things I'd cut to make it a more streamlined experience. And then maybe I would have been in the mood for a DLC, but as of right now, I don't want to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine with not playing.
I literally 100%ed it. I'm good. I love the game. Still one of my games of the year. I'm good though. I don't want to play it anymore.
Yep.
Is it too soon? Is that should they have waited on this DLC so that people would be like, yeah, I want to go back? Because I feel like it's just too soon.
I don't think there's anything compelling about it personally, except for the DK Island thing, which you don't really do anything on.
Yeah, if they took more time and added some more stuff to do on DK Island, it's like for nostalgia freaks like me and Brad, like it would have been fun to like have like a little digital park of DK Island, as opposed to having to go to Orlando for Donkey Kong Country World or whatever. It's nicer. It would just meant nice to be having a video game version of that, but. I don't know. I'll check it out. It's never going to drop in price, so I'll have to check it out someday. At $30, or whatever. But not right now. Not when I still have Pokemon ZA and just a bunch of other shit to play. So
yeah, I guess if you're fiending for more Donkey Kong or some shit, you want to roll around and fuck some shit up. Sure, you might enjoy it, but I'd rather play Hades 2 if I'm going to do a roguelike right now. All right. Micah, Gene, that's it. We are done with this week's episode. Thank you both for joining me as always. Before we go, though, anything you want to shout out? Final words, thoughts, recipes? I don't know.
Just say happy birthday to Colin. It's today, not Wednesday. Colin. But happy birthday, Colin. We love you. And without you, we wouldn't have this whole fucking thing. So thank you.
Thank you.
And please don't cancel the company or retire.
Yeah, not yet.
We like doing this.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, boss man. It's been good to know you. Always thanks for connecting us to the listeners out there, and just connecting us to each other.
Like
Kojima.
I don't know if I would have hung out with Brad. Any other way.
Not. No.
If none of this happened, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Brad would not have been cursed with our degeneracy had it not been for Colin bringing us all together.
That's right. All right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching, listening. Later. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.